In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house. Man, oh man, it is crazy down here, down under. I must say, crazy. The weather is wild, and I look a little bit wild today. But I hope you guys are having a good time out there. The market's a bit of pulling back a bit. Can't even talk. Pulling back a bit. There we go. We got it out. And it's we got some issues. I think still around the Japanese yen showing up their debt and stuff like that. But apart from that, let's get into it and let's have a look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Pulsechain, and some insight. We're going to have a look at a few insight charts, some fundamentals for that. We're going to obviously check in on Pulsechain after its little compound attack. We're getting used to these attacks with some of these fork contracts, but we're going to cover that as well. We saw some AMM action to defend the chain there. Pulsechain, the most defended chain under Pulsechain is the defended chain. That's how we rock and roll. Anyway, let's get a bit more serious here. I'm going to set things up. Don't forget to subscribe on the way in. This show's going to be a little bit crazy, I think. We started off pretty crazy. You guys know sometimes it starts off quiet and other times it starts off crazy. Well, today's one of those crazy days. I don't know. So maybe the weather or something. I don't know. I've been out about town as well, so it's just what goes on. Don't forget to get in the chat there and say hello. That's what we like to be. We're all about community. Check my pulse in the house there. Good evening, Simi. Good evening to you, sir. And we've got Mikey as well. Good to see you, Hey gang. Good to see you, Excavator. What else? There were Crypto Leagues in the house there. In the house, indeed. And of course we've got Al as well. Just announced Raglan to stop this season. Let's go. Definitely let's go. That's for sure. What is it? Whiteout conditions in the northeast getting snowed in. Yeah, we're having some crazy weather. Well, you guys might be in winter up north, and I know in America you guys are having some unusual weather as well. We have got El Ninos and other things like that happening, right? So that's probably causing a bit more craziness. But here in New Zealand, we're supposed to be in summer, and we've had couple of weeks of rain. We had the most incredible run of sun. It was like 6 weeks or something, and then we've had like maybe up to 2-3 weeks of rain and a few storms. We've had unfortunate tragedies due to bad management. It's always the forestry management, right? Everyone blames everything else except for the forestry management. It's always the forestry management. But hey, look, it's people got political things to try and bind, right? But typically forest management is typically the number one cause of a lot of these things. But it is what it is. But we're going to get into the crypto markets today and talk about that. I've set up the channel here just to make sure I've got everything aligned. And let's get into it. I was going to pull up something first. Actually, should we do it later on? We'll pull it up later on. We'll do a Pulsechain update. It's going to be a little bit on the fly. Man, I can hardly even speak today. What's going on? Trying to put words together, and they're all coming out jumbled. How about that? It's not great for streaming. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, smash the follow button on X, repost the show on X if you can. That'd be really helpful. And let's get into it. Yesterday, of course, I took a day off. Now, I did say over the last sort of 4 weeks or so, plus the 2 weeks ahead, my timeline's a little bit different from normal because I got some big things happening in the old pirate life. So you'd have to bear with me, just as I'm missing a few unusual things, as you know me. Normally I'll be streaming every single day, so I've not been too bad though. I've only managed to take off maybe 1 or 2 days, so we'll keep forward because we are excited about 26, 27, the bull market ahead. We're going to have these pullbacks. We've got obviously government shutdown potentialities. We've got the Japanese debt market, things like that, but we're still hyper bullish about everything else. We're going to have a look at a few more charts. So let's get into it without further ado. Let's kick it off with the markets, and let me just set this up first. I have to do some fancy stuff here. And let's pull this in. All right, I think we're going to have to share the audio today. I think we've got some audio. We're going to listen to Michael Saylor. Hope you guys like Michael Saylor. We're going to listen to him today. He's got some really nice insights. So we'll get into that. Let me just set up my mic as well. Let's see. That's bam. I think we're almost there. Almost there. Normally I set up before the live stream, but it looks like today, first 5 minutes is like set up. All right, let's get into the crypto markets. No stock market today because it's obviously, guys, still Sunday in the northern hemisphere. Here down under, of course, it is Monday midday, just after midday on Monday, the 26th of January. Didn't we just have New Year's party? And now it's already 26th of January. I reckon that every 10 years that you get older, you lose like a month and a half or something like that, or a month. You lose, maybe it's a month you lose. What's it like when you're 90? I was still talking about this the other day. What would have been a year when you're a teenager, even a kid? Because even when you're a teenager, even the year gets faster, right, than when you're a kid. And when you're a kid under 10, 12, it's like time is forever, right? This keeps going forever. But every decade you get older, it goes just faster. I don't know. Is it a month? About a month, maybe. And so yeah, what is it like when you're 90? Does it like 2 months is a year? Is it like that? Something crazy. Anyway, food for thought. Let's move on. We got crypto market cap right now just popped below 3 trillion. We're at 2.998 trillion, 3.4% down today on CoinGecko. That's covering just under 19,000 coins. Bitcoin at the moment having a decent little pullback there, 3%, $86,451. So we have been trading, over let's say 85K. So we're heading towards the bottom of that range, aren't we? Ethereum at the moment down almost 5% at 2,800. So what a gift in the hand. This Ethereum price is a gift in the hand. OMG, can you see it? I can see it. It looks beautiful. So gift in the hand is the old ETH prices there. What we were recently just up at 3,300, and so now you get 28. So looking good, because I am hyper bullish about Ethereum moving forward. And so these pullbacks, this volatility is a gift in the hand. OMG. BNB right now down 2.9%, $861 at number 4. XRP down 4.3% at $1.83. We got Solana at number 7 down 7%. Tron there at number 8 down 0.1%, 29.5 cents. We got Doge there at number 10 down 4%. Just below 12 cents. Those are the top 10 at the moment. Best performer, I should say, is BNB, is it? No, Tron, down 0.1%, followed by BNB. Best performer over the last week has been Tron. Yeah, Tron there again, negative 7.9%. The worst performer is Ethereum. 16% down. What a gift in the hand is Ethereum right now. OMG. It just I don't know. I just think anything under 3K is just particularly generous for Ethereum these days, given how much has been bought up. And we're going to look at all that later. It is pretty awesome. We got Crypto Jackson House there. Woohoo! I like the Superman there. And smash the likes and subscribe on the way in. Definitely do that, guys. All right, so that's our top 10. Let's look at the top 100. We've got River at the moment sitting at number 68. That is up 192%. So absolutely powering it in the top 100 there. I don't think it was in there before. Maybe it was 192% for the week. Probably just jumped in there. Definitely jumped in there. 46% today on the old River. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Canton up 23% at number 2 best performer. Pax Gold, Tether Gold, both up 10 and 9.6%. And then we got MYX Finance at number 5, up 9% there. So look at the old River. There. It's River. It's been around since September last year. And I think we've talked about this before, haven't we? River traders rotating into deep snitch AI. And apparently that's what the hot things are. River traders. River's building a chain abstraction stablecoin system, enables cross-chain collateral, yield, and liquidity, all without bridging. There we go. So that is on a power move right now. Power. All right. So it looks, is that benefiting from the AI theme there? Maybe it is. Rotating to deep snitch AI. So maybe that must be a pretty powerful AI if that's causing a bit of a fuss there. Let's look at the top 1,000. We got Nomina. We got Boundless, and we got Bounce. Interesting enough, those are all the top 3 in the top 1,000. And trending overall, we got Caldera, River, and Rain. There we go. We've got some interesting names in crypto. Those are trending right now. So that's an overview of the markets, down 3.3%. Bitcoin down 3.3%, and Ethereum is actually down 5.2% now, $2,800. What a gift in the hand is the old Ethereum there right now. Bitcoin overall on the charts, we are looking at 86,300 on the current price here on Coinbase. The 50-day moving average is at 65,600, and so we're still clear. What's that? $21,000 clear, almost just over $21,000 clear of that moving average. About definitely decent little pullback here. Let's go to the daily and see what that looks like. I see Crypto League there. Crypto League says you may need a cup of Java. Yeah. Start off pretty badly there. I agree. Java. All right, so we got the death cross playing out since the 16th of November. We have got we're looking like we're getting a little bit excited here to go the upside, but down we have gone, and we're at $86,265 right now on the downside. So let's see where that goes. Let's go to the some of the bullish things coming up. We got Michael Saylor. So let's hear from Michael Saylor because obviously volatility, like we're seeing right now, and a bit of a down move. We're still at the bottom of that range we saw, but still, the volatility there a key part. So let's hear from Michael Saylor, and I'll try and mute myself and remember to unmute myself afterwards.
Volatility was a gift to the faithful. It scares away the tourist. It scares away the lazy. It scares away the people that are already conventionally rich, that have all the money. If you're a 20-something or a 30-something and you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to spend 100 hours or 200 hours, if you have more time than money, then the volatility of Bitcoin is a gift to you. If you have more money than time, and you're arrogant and egotistical and you just pick the obvious, then if the volatility goes away, you buy Bitcoin. If people in the rest of the world knew what I know and they understood and they agreed with me, Bitcoin would go to $10 million tomorrow. And if Bitcoin went to $10 million tomorrow, I want you to think about how you would feel and how your viewers would feel, because you would lose 20 years of stacking opportunity during which you get to buy at less than $10 million. So the difference between $10 million and 100,000, that's what you give up if the volatility goes away and people start to agree with you.
There is a bit of an insight there about volatility and about the upside. So you know what to do. Let's jump over to Ethereum and have a look at that. So Ethereum right now, it's coming down towards that monthly average, isn't it? So the monthly average is at 2,547. We're just popped below 2,800 here. It's 2,795 on Coinbase. So our clearance there getting down to about $150 clearance there on the old monthly. Let's go to the daily on Ethereum. Like I say, I think anything under 3K is just like truly a gift in the hand there. So DCing down, as it goes down here is quite nice. What else? Let's go to the daily. And we can see that we've got the death cross there. It was about 8 days later after the Bitcoin one, 24th of November. And we're still down at the bottom of the range. We have been down here before, remember? We've been down here in November and the beginning of December. So we're already down to here. So will we hold it here? We'll find out soon enough. And remember Tom Lee's a little while back when we had the 10th of October liquidation event, which led into a lot of the stuff. This down chart was talking about 2,500, right, was the support line. So we'll see where we go from here, whether we can stop bleeding out here at the moment. That is the Ethereum chart. Let's jump over into some of the exchange stuff. Obviously, looking longer term. So we've got short-term variables, right, moving the markets up and down, but longer term, meaning 26, 27 playing out. We've got the amount of ETH off exchanges is going down. So when the strategic ETH reserves were acquiring all the Ethereum, like Bitmine Immersion, we had 21.2 million or so Ethereum. At least by the time they were doing it in June. Let's go to July. Some of them were doing May, June, right? So Well, definitely, but my measurement was 28th of June. And 1st of July here, we've got, we're at 21 million. And now here we are at 16.3 million. So that's down, about 4 or 5 million, depending on where you take the baseline at the top here. So huge. It's just disappearing. And that is going to play out very well as demand, outstrips supply. So that is a super bullish for the longer term. We've also not only we've got Ethereum itself, disappearing off the markets, so to speak. We've got the staking as well, right? We talked about that. Staking is going through the roof. No one wants to leave. Everyone wants to come and stake. And Bitmine emissions, I think it's close to about, 50% or so, somewhere in that. Plus, it's either 50 or 60%, somewhere in there. So they've still got quite a bit to stake. I think a total Ethereum now staked is over 30%. So it's pretty awesome. So Ted Pillows here says, US M2 money supplies is kind of like liquid money out there. Bank deposits, things like that, is all-time high. China M2 money supply all-time high. The European Union M2 money supply all-time high. Japan M2 money supply all-time high. Somebody tell us the BTC and the alts to get ready for the rally, right? So money supply is just increasing. We know bond purchases are happening as well. I believe today we are going to see some, not specifically today, but see some US dollars being sold to shore up the Japanese market. So there is some, some global stability going as well with the old Japanese. So that is the money supply. So more money swishing around. We got interest rates slowly coming down. Then risk on, right? Risk on. That is the basic idea. Now, obviously, we talked about a lot about the manufacturing index, PMI, and things like that. Being well over 50. Well, I think that's happening from the end of last year into the year ahead, and 26, 27, and we're going to see that rally out, and then we'll see the crypto to start going through that hyper move that we're looking forward to. So more money, manufacturing boom, of course, and we also obviously had the tax bill last year with 100% tax capital expensing as well for the first year, and we're seeing there's factories galore going on with that in the United States. So it's going to be pretty exciting. These are all the longer term variables, let's say, medium long term. So pretty cool, more money around. And of course, we have got rotations as well, right? So we're seeing gold and silver run, the stock market run, gold, silver run. We're probably going to see, Ethereum and the majors run. And of course, altcoin season, as well as other minerals like copper. Copper's already had a mini run, but a real big move with copper and other things like that. So we're expecting some big stuff there. We're also expecting energy to be a big boom theme too. 26, 27, of course, because AI requires all this electricity. Some numbers are forecasting to double the amount of production in the US. I think was it 500 gigawatts hours or something. So we're looking double that. It's going to be a massive energy boom. So some of the top energy companies like Chevron and stuff like that should be pretty attractive performers as well, moving forward. So pretty exciting. So tightening seatbelts. We've got a cool chart here, just showing the money flow to Bitcoin, and looking forward to that with moving ahead, right? So we've got the upward arrow here, suggestive the BTC to US dollar to the upside. So let's get excited with that. We've already seen obviously gold move up at the bottom here, and get some rotation there into the old Bitcoin and get the big move on there. So tighten your seatbelt, says Vivek. When gold runs, Bitcoin explodes. So there we go. So we've got lots of variables that people are looking at and relationships that are very bullish moving forward. So let's move on. Crypto Tie says bullish. This is not small. We've also got other evidences of massive money coming into crypto. Vanguard ETFs, right? So Vanguard ETFs just bought 680 million worth of MicroStrategy shares in Bitcoin that they're sinking. This comes from a $12 trillion asset manager adding exposure in just 2 weeks. Now, we talked about this TradeFi. Money is flooding into crypto. It's going to be in ebbs and flows, but this is very bullish indeed. Why is this bullish? Vanguard doesn't trade, it allocates. Mister or strategy there is leveraged Bitcoin exposure. ETFs buying means steady structural demand. This is quite institutional positioning, not hype. when the most conservative money on earth moves like this, it's not speculation, it's conviction there. So, a little bullish post around just, a teaser about the institutional investing starting to flow. And this is what, people in crypto have been waiting for 16 years or so. So pretty exciting. Now, Bitcoin, if you're looking at other measures, other people are looking at other indicators. Bitcoin just had a bullish cross on this indicator. The last 3 times this happened, Bitcoin exploded. 2012 went from $15, I should say, to $1. $15 to $1,000. 2016 it went from $400 to $20,000. 2020 it went from $9,000 to $69K. We're about to go parabolic, so another bullish expectation here. And we've got the stochastic RSI. And of course, that typically favors more contemporary price ranges and indications. So we got a bullish cross happening right here, which is very, very exciting to see. So you can see whenever we have this bullish cross, we get the big rally moving ahead. We've just had that cross now. Yeah, it's probably just very close to be upon us. Obviously, we've had a few issues around the Japanese markets there. So that's probably the only pause that we're seeing, and the liquidation event we had last year. Otherwise, this indicator is looking very green for the big bull run there for the old crypto. Woo! Bring it on. So, and then when it moves, it's probably going to be pretty powerful. We're talking 250 to 400K, probably something like that. So exciting times for the old crypto market. So that was a few, with the markets down, there was a few excitements there to the upside to show, short term, we're going to have short term variables. We've got the potential, government shutdown too on the end of the month, 31st, I think it is. We've got obviously Japanese at the moment. So we still haven't, even though we had a good start to the year, we've had some of these short term variables, right? I think we talked about all of them except for the Japanese bond market. Was included in our list. We've obviously got the Supreme Court with the tariffs, emergency tariff use as well. So we do have a few little hurdles there. Partly reason why Tom Lee was talking about the first half of this year does have some variables that will make it volatile in the first half, but second half looking hyper bullish there as these medium to long term trends and indicators push us to the upside. I'm still look pretty optimistic still about the first half of the year. But definitely we're going to have some, volatile variables in the short term play. All right, so that is some of the going ons right now. Now, if you guys haven't joined Strategy Club, I highly recommend you do. It links in the video description or pinned to the top of X. Just over $1 a day to join up, and we're passing Intel or putting Intel through there all day, every day, just about. So exciting times. All right, so see you there. All right, let's get into Pulsechain. Pulsechain, man, is heading towards 1,000 days. Can you believe it? 1,000 days. And the one thing I want to say about that is Richard's been on the battlefield, right? He's been on the battlefield making moves. He's looking at the market, moving with the market. He's got his own game plan, and we've seen him, getting pretty vocal. Obviously, he defeated the SEC on the 7th of July, 2025, once and for all. He's been pretty active since then, hasn't he? Been pretty active since then. And of course, we saw him, I think, was it December, if not November, talking about he's more concerned with Pulsechain season than altcoin season. These are pretty bullish signs. So, yeah, let's see where that all heads. Anyway, we're on day 989. We're 11 days away from 1,000 days, 11 days from 1,000 days, and crazy time. Pulse at the moment is quadruple 0138. It is down 6.9%. Pulse X at the moment is at quadruple 0108, down 9.7%. Excuse me. The buy and burn, it is 8.44%. I do note that the buy and burn on the Pulse chain stats is higher. I think it's about 8.8%. So I'm not sure why the difference is there. Sometimes a little bit of methodology, perhaps, or source data, something like that. Ink token there at 54 cents, down 9%. And Hex at the moment on Pulsechain at just below 23 hundredths of a penny, down 5.3%, and EHX there at 79 hundredths of a penny, with 3 zeros in front of it. So combined price EX and PX is just over 0.3 of a penny. So it's a buyer's market, and what a bargain it is right now. What a bargain it is after 989 days. So we've got 11 days to go to 1,000 days. Where will Pulsechain be then? Will it have a relief rally before that? Will it be exciting? Will we see a God mode candle? Will ProveX launch? Will we have a new multi-chain wallet? all these things that could potentially come up that Richard's teased. Could we see some of those? So we'll find out. We'll find out. Gas prices at the moment, 500,000 beats, so that's pretty high from what we've recently had. It's still low, but it's basically twice as high as what we've seen most days. 0.2 of a penny for a Pulsechain swap right now. Validators at the moment, 53,000. So that's gone up quite a bit, isn't it? What's that gone up? About 750? I think that's right. 750 validators. So is it? Who's doing that? Who's doing that? Is that Rack and Michelle, or is that Vouch or somebody? I don't know, but that's gone up pretty big. Maybe someone's made some comments about that on X. That's a cool thing about the Pulsechain community. We've got lots of people covering lots of different areas, which makes it a lot easier to cover the whole Pulsechain because you'd have to spend a good couple of hours there to keep up to date with absolutely everything. So appreciate all the work that everyone puts in. We're at $74.8 million. Boo, boo, boo. Down we go. EX, of course, is down, and of course the Bitcoin's down, and Ethereum price is down. So we're gone down there. I think we're down about 2 or so million, aren't we? Yeah, 2 or so million there. Maybe about 1.8 million. Let's say 1.8. I think we're at 76, were we? 76.6, something like that. Anyway, around about 2 mil, let's say, plus or minus a couple hundred thousand. So that's kind of where we are right now. EX, of course, is a drag on the price there. All you guys have to do to get this bridge value up is go rally EHEX real hard. give it a couple of X's, and we'll get back over 100 mil on the bridge. How about that? All right, what a cheater! What a cheater! Obviously, the mint and burn function on Coast is gone. It's dead. Apparently, it died last year. So we've seen a massive depegging of that. That's a shame. That's a shame. So I know Richard, like his favorite fiat stablecoin model was a fiat-backed one. At least that's what he said when he was asking a question about it. But that's one of the things he had in line was to do stablecoin. We know there's a bit of a battle right now on for a decentralized stablecoin on Pulsechain. Who are some of the players? Well, we know LibertySwap's come up with an idea. We know PUSD ALGO is out there with a algorithmic stablecoin. And who was the most recent one we saw talking about stablecoin? Someone else. I talked about the other day. I've forgotten who it was. Let me know in the chat if you guys remember. It looks like we've got 3 players in Pulsechain after that. Obviously, we've got another liquidity fork, a multi-chain coming from Fast Abdul with Vault 369. So, we do have 3 or 4 players out there playing around, dabbling around with more stable coins. And I think that's going to be a big help to Pulsechain, particularly a decentralized algorithmic stablecoin. That's why we're a big fan of the PUSD algo. But we're optimistic to see what LibertySwap comes up with in particular. Was it Change Now that was talking about stablecoin? Was it Change Now or Pulsechain Stat? Somebody was doing it. Someone was talking about it. Forgotten who it was. All right. So let's look at the total volume right now. 24-hour volume is 7.4 million, which is kind of on the higher range, end of the range. Obviously, it's a down day though. 674,000 transactions. That's a hell of a lot. That's a hell of a lot. Is that close to record? It's getting up there. It's getting up there. And the top performer today is Top Hat. What the? Hey, nice one there, Crypto Coffee. Top Hat, there's the top performer. And that's up 5.8%. And the top 100 trending here on Dick Screener. Of course, we had seen a rotation out of Peacock, right? So we're seeing a bit of reversal. We're at 1100th of a penny right now. Let's look at the Peacock ratio. It is up. So, yeah, we're seeing a rotation back in. Honestly, we're seeing some bizarre things on Pulsechain. Obviously, we've had the Wrap Bitcoin PDI attack with the compound exploiter versus the AMM. We had that. I'm pretty sure he still had money yesterday, so I don't know whether he's continued on with that. Probably has, given where the markets are. But here we are at we've got a bit of rotation back into Peacock. How funny! So Top Hat is the safe haven. Say what? I mean, Top Hat's great, but isn't it more of a risk on leverage play compared to Peacock? But Peacock going down, they're getting rotated out, so we'll look at that later on. Peacock, of course, keeps delivering. This is where the lack of maturity in the market. So we're going to talk about that. We've got a lack of maturity in the market of Pulsechain. You guys know that. It's no secret. But what is safe? What's a safe haven? Stablecoins, of course, is the ultimate. So people go to stablecoins. People rotate to speculate as well. We get even when there's more risky aspects, we get more speculation too. So we get quite of a mixed bag. And I guess once it all gets thrown up in the air, it lands down and we find out what's what. But we've got Liberty Swap building out amazing DeFi ecosystem, and then it gets capital flight risk off. Let's go crazy. And maybe it was all triggered from the P compound, and of course now the rest of the market is down today, so it's a double whammy, double hitter. But apparently Top Hat is a safe haven. You gotta love it. You gotta love Pulsechain. You gotta love Pulsechain here. All right, so that is the play on the old. Yep, we got Staked ETH as well, up 3% a little bit. We got dominance from OG WebChef, up by 1.4%, and then we got the ARC. They have been around for 5 months. It's got it's got virtually nothing on that trading, so we'll just ignore that. And that's it. We've got 4 coins really that are green in the top 100 trending. Pretty bad day in the office, but a great day for buying. Everything else is out of the money. How much did we say was Pulsechain down? Let's have a look at Pulsechain again, because I forgot. Pulsechain's down 8%. Oh my gosh, that's terrible, isn't it? 8%. And we've got everything else down. So everything else is down. What's is down more than 8%? Let's have a look there. We've got 57 coins in the top 100 trending down more than doing better than Pulse, basically 57. So and then that means we've got 43 that are doing worse than Pulse, essentially, or close enough. So pretty buried down. Now, what happens to Peacock and Vouch? This is why I say we got lack of maturity in the Pulsechain community, because when we get risk off, we sell some of the best coins. So all the best coins are actually on the bottom of the thing for risk off. It's kind of weird, right? It's kind of just makes no sense, you would think. Now, I can understand stuff going into stablecoins, stuff going into cores, like Pulse, for example. But if you're going to back into the best assets when you go into our relative blue chips, but that's not what Pulse happens on Pulsechain. So we've got Peacock down, we've got Vouch down, we've got Zero Trust down. So we've got some pretty weird numbers. Obviously, PulseX is down. It's understandable with the DEX. I can understand that one. But pretty crazy stuff, right? We've got Time Dividend down as well. So what I would call our blue chips are all the ones that are being sold off the most today. That is hilarious. All right, so what's the lesson there? Stop delivering really great product. Stop delivering great product. People are not interested. They want to speculate or something. I don't know. That's kind of some of the interesting things going on. So it's a bit crazy there with the old markets. Let's jump over to the latest updates, because I want to talk about a few of these. So we'll go do that. I'm going to say hello to people in the chat there. And so if you get in the chat there, we'll say hello. Let me keep a tab of the time there. 12:34. Let's go over to the markets, and we're going to have a look at Liberty Swap. So Liberty Swap, of course, has been rolling out frontier, world-class, best practice stuff, really leading the innovation space in privacy and in DeFi unified liquidities and swaps. Been really amazing, right? Multi-chain. So it's been absolutely crazy stuff there. And we've seen a lot of cool stuff now. I just want to scroll back. We're not going to go through all their updates, but they did have a couple of things in today. Just trying to go back to find. They are getting a lot of attention here with the old Ethereum and Mega ETH. So that's been pretty good, and we want to get that right. We want to get a lot of attention like that, because that's going to attract a lot of people in your capital. So that's kind of cool coming up from there. Let's just scroll back up here, because I wanted to get into today's stuff there. Good morning, Pulsechain friends, they say. LibertyX is a aggregator of volume aggregators. So we can source liquidity from outside Pulsechain to improve your trades on Pulsechain. And yes, it's coming to Pulsechain. Be like water, my friend. So this is more expansion of the ecosystem coming out. Amazing stuff coming out there. We got a breakdown here of aggregators here. A DEX is one store. You get whatever price the store offers. A normal aggregator checks many stores and sends you the one with the best price. The volume aggregator splits your shopping across several stores, so you do not move the price too much. And volume aggregators does all of that, plus it checks multiple shopping apps at the same time, even apps outside your neighborhood, then combines everything to give you the best final deal. So it was a nice little explainer there from Liberty Swap. All right, so they just continue. We know that their roadmap's pretty aggressive. And so that's kind of cool. And I just want to scroll back up here. Let's see there. So that is expanding now. Now we're expecting obviously more rollouts with their Shield product, more chains, etc. But we're also expecting in February they're going to have big announcements about the next phase as well. And we've got a lot happening in that space. So we're going to keep tabs on that. The market's going to do its thing. So the market there at the moment just selling down, and it's an opportunity, right? An opportunity for people. So we're down at what are we at on the day there? We're at 557 on the ratio now. So that peaked out. What did it peak out at? 1300. 1300. We're at 957 on the pulse per peacock right now. And the price there is sitting at just below 1.3 cents. So we were up at 2.2 cents. It doesn't take much for this to come down in a few days, does it? So we're up, close to 2.2 cents about, maybe 8 days ago. And now we're down at 1.3 cents. Welcome to crypto. And that's how volatility happens there on the play. Now we're going to check a few others here as well. So let's just quickly go. Time Dividend, of course, had a huge announcement too. And it's getting, sold down as well pretty hard. Time Dividend, of course, our main wallet, I would argue, on the Pulsechain. And let's have a quick look at the ratio to Pulse on the old Time. We're at 81, so the uptrend's still looking pretty good. Obviously, a lot of volatility in there, but still nice uptrend there at 81 right now. Down today, that's on the weekly, chart. And today you can see we're down today quite severe from 92 to 81 there, even been low at 75 or so, 76. So that's in play. But these guys, another team that keeps delivering, and I would argue these are our blue chips right at the moment. Obviously, they have to continue to deliver in that regard, but pretty exciting there. So just let me go. I've just got someone here. I'll be back in a minute. Right. I told you things are crazy here. I told you things are crazy. Got people knocking on doors and all sorts of things. So, all right, we got Craig in house. Hey, good to see you, Craig. Morning all. Good to see you, Craig. All right, so let's see. We got some big announcements. So we've got a lot of our teams that are delivering really good frontier stuff are the ones being punished by the market. And I guess I get risk off, but it's amazing which ones are getting punished the most there. It creates a good opportunity for getting into these quality projects. I just want to scroll down here a little bit here to their update. Did I go? Have we gone past it already? I'm not sure. Oh no, here's one up here, isn't it? This video. So by popular demand, Internet Money Wallet says our swap technology is now live outside of Internet Money Wallet on Android, iOS, and Chrome. Users of any wallet can now utilize our one-of-a-kind swap DApp on ETH, Base, or Pulsechain, BNB Smart Chain, Polygon, Avalanche, and Arbitrum there. Some special features include high-yield swaps, then going directly to a single DEX, extremely fast quote finder, auto tax detection and calculation, and generate quotes without your wallet being connected. If you're a tome holder, of course, on any sport chains, you just unlocked another stream of revenue. So as the market do, sell it down. I mean, but hey, look, we have got a pretty negative day with the markets and the Pulsechain, but it's funny to see all the blue chip ones, probably the most, intrinsically the most valuable projects on Pulsechain being priced down. So even with the risk off and all that, I think our market's still pretty immature in the old Pulsechain. So yeah, it is pretty weird. Anyway, so that is Internet Money. Congratulations to KG on that one. Let's go into some of the other ones down here right now. So that's Time Dividend. We've gone through Peacock. We got Vouch, of course, number one validator on Pulsechain, followed not too far behind by PlusX, right, and the Uppulse and all those sort of things. Validator X. Let's go into Vouch right now. Now, Vouch, of course, from Jexa, a very smart character from Australia, excellent communicator, and here we are on the weekly there. So we're being pushed down Obviously, this is tied into Pulse, so with Pulse being down, and of course being the compound exploit and all the drama around that. Now with the market down today as well, this is we're getting this pulled down right now. So that is the US dollar price. Let's go to the Pulse ratio and see where that is lied. So on the weekly, we're down the last 2 weeks. We had a nice little run there for 5 weeks. Let's have a look at the daily there. So just down quite strongly today, 1.43 down to 1.31 at the moment on Vouch, and I'm on Validator there. So that is pretty interesting. Let's jump over to the X account and see what we've got, any latest updates from them, typically around the Validator numbers. So let's have a look. Normally they have an update here. We've got Triple Dad there. Let's scroll down here a little bit here. Trying to find their, well, we can go to their website, can't we? But let's see if they had an update recently on X as well. Yeah, this looks like one of them, doesn't it? 5,083 validators was the last update they had, of course, giving a pretty nice APR too at the time of 11%. But of course, this was a few days ago on the 2nd of December. So that's actually not a few days ago. That was almost 2 months ago, the last update they had on there. Let's quickly go to the website and have a quick look. And so we go to the dashboard on that. TikTok. Which one's got the validator numbers? Are down here on the right. It's just taking a minute to populate. It's a pretty nice product, isn't it? The old validator there. So if you want to validate on Pulsechain, you can basically delegate into here with your Pulse. You get vPulse out. You've got around 11% yield, so pretty nice sort of sitting there, a nice little yield. 2 forms of income, right? They get validator income, and they got reflection tokens, 5% as well on buy, sell, and transfer. Apparently, they've generated almost $6 billion in Pulse revenue so far. I don't know why that's not taking a while to come out there on the validators, but that is at the moment getting hit today on their ratio. So yeah, some of what I'd call the blue chips getting smashed today, which is a great opportunity to pick up some quality stuff. I guess is the way to look at it. And then we've got the Richard Cores down as well. So Pulsechain getting hit from a couple of different angles there. But if you're in top hat, congratulations, the top trending. Now, obviously, this doesn't cover all the tokens on Pulsechain. This is the default view for the trending here on Deck Screener. But those are some of the actions at the moment. All right, let's close out of there. Now, we're expecting, we've got Fast Abdul in the house. Big shout out to him. Now, he's looking forward to launching another blue chip on Pulsechain, which will be Vault 369. And, of course, that's going to be a multi-chain, multi-collateral fork. So we're excited about that. And potentially the first user of the official ProveX token, right? So that could be pretty happening stuff there. I know it could be a battle between Fast Abdul and Liberty Swap for that one. We'll find out. We got Bob in the house there. Good to see you, Bob. Hey, gang, just stepping in to say hello. Hope you're all holding tight. Indeed. All right. Good to see you, Bob, as always. So we've got 5,240 validators, guys, on here. They've got a little arrow here. Shame they don't have the chart, but that is pretty impressive. So kind of neat there. Total validators. Oh, they've got a chart down here. Let's have a look. It's taken a while to pull the data in, but that is pretty cool. So yeah, 5,200 validators, amazing. And when we just saw those numbers, we're at 53,000, right? So they're holding a big chunk of that. All right. That is some of the hot stuff there. Now, I just want to go to check out a few things. We're going to go check out Richard Hart. Let's see what he's got going. Yeah, of course, Fast Abdul will be waiting for things to quiet down, wouldn't he? Before he launches the Vault 369. Be wanting to get the right upside. Of course, Rack and Michelle with Coinwell, another liquidity fork and a wider, bigger ecosystem, DeFi ecosystem in that as well. We'll be waiting for times to change. We're 11 days away from 1,000 days, as everyone's going to be wanting to get that going. Is this a video? Look at this. There's a video here of looks like those promotional iPads. Look at all that stuff. All those volunteers helping out. Isn't that neat? All right, so exciting times ahead there. That's from RS Griffin there, just 33 minutes ago from Richard. So a call to action. DM if you can assist. We are moving boxes and offloading the last container of tablets. We provide meals, snacks, drinks, and can provide lodging if you can help on both days. So that's pretty cool from Richard there. So if you guys want to help out, I'll post the link there in the chat there. So that is from RS Griffin. We've got a pretty cool community when they go out and volunteer to help to promote Pulsechain, and they're really using a lot of different methods. We've seen some pretty cool things. People doing it at malls, on cars, and libraries, putting Pulsechain pads there. So lots of innovative ways happening at the moment, which I kind of like. I kind of like that. All right. So good stuff happening. And of course, we just come off the back of Pump Tires upgrade, right? The Pump Tires got upgraded, and that was pretty well received as well. So those are some of the hot things happening there. Now, who else was going to check? I think that was it. Was it? Think. We might. So we've. Yeah, I think that's it for the moment. I think that's it. I had something else in mind, but I forgot what it was. All right. So 46 minutes on the hour. There we go. Hope you guys enjoyed the show there. That's pretty much our wrap up at the moment. So yeah, we got some short-term volatilities with the potential government shutdown, with the Japanese bond market, and the US looks like may help to shore that up a little bit, and with the US dollars, selling those. And we've got, what else do we have? Yeah, Supreme Court stuff coming up, no doubt, around the tariffs. So those are sort of the shaky short-term variables. Long-term, everything is on track. Everything is looking really good. We've got a bit of delay, and of course, in the Clarity Acts, we've also got another crypto bill going through. I think market structure one. Forgot the number. Is it 144? Can't remember it exactly now. But that's coming up as well. So that was actually approved, I think, and it's going to Trump's desk. But that Clarity Act is really the gates, I think, for the floodgates of TradeFi going into crypto. And really what we're going to see once that happens, of course, we're going to have a unified finance again. So we're going to have CFI and DeFi together. What do we call it? Is it a new name? Is it just finance? We're just going to call it finance. We're not going to have that separation anymore. Just be a subcategory there rather than another world, because at the moment DeFi is another world, right? DeFi is leading the innovation in finance. It is DeFi is the new Wall Street, right? It is the place where everything happens, where anybody with a great idea and a bit of brains can push the frontier of finance. Risk return, rewards, volatility, all that good stuff. All right, we've got Brendan in the house there. Hey, super. Did you say something that was a compromise? Oh, yes, that's right. I did too. We're going to go to Crypto Solve. Thanks for that. We're going to Crypto Solve because there's been a couple of guys covering the thing. Dirty Crypto's been one of them. And we might as well go to Dirty Crypto, see what he's got to say. He's done yeah, we're trying to keep away from the drama, so I have to avoid the drama stuff. You can go check it out. But Dirty Crypto, let's see here. Has got any updates on this? Well, this is what we saw on the 25th, right? So this is yesterday. Pulsechain, breaking news, Richard Hart's OA AMM 2822 LP wallet as the AMM, the automatic maker bot that ran when Pulsechain launched on the 30th of May for a couple of days and harvested all the coins, set up all the pools and things like that. And New Compound and Min both sold a Rat Bitcoin down 75%. So let's go have a look at where those markets lie right now. Pulse coin lists, and let's see where those tokens are today. I haven't had a chance to check all this, so we're doing it live, as we say. PDI is at 1/1300th of a penny right now, down 5% today, down 36% for the week. Pulse Rat Bitcoin, let's have a look at that. Pulse Rat Bitcoin is $135 right now, down 6% today, 60% for the week, so pretty big re-rate to the bottom. Now, I remember I got asked a couple of days ago, was it a good idea to go into these, right, and into Rat Bitcoin? I did say no. Now, after I said no, the price of Rat Bitcoin went up $20, and the PDI went down 15%, and that's what I remember. But as it turns out, that was a good call because I did say it's highly risky, given that we don't know. They're all calling benevolent actors, and typically we've seen benevolent actors not be benevolent, right? I think we've only seen one case that I can think of where of some form of benevolence, and even that was pretty brutal, and that was probably the Katie event on the MakerDAO, and shutting that down, and of course with her partner, right? was that user? Was it that code that they call magic code or a magic trick code or something? Magic spell, I think it's magic spell code. Yeah, that's what they were calling it. But that's down 60%. So that was a really good call. So imagine if I said, "I'll go into that," you'd be down 60% now. So I'm glad that I made that call. And not that it was financial advice, but it was just the way it goes. So there we go, $135 saved there. I do have the account saved for the exploiter. Maybe I thought I'd have it saved, but maybe check that. Anyway, so main source of Pulse. So basically, the idea is that the AMM pool, Richard, whoever he thinks it is, basically put a lot of wrapped Bitcoin in and then sold it down into PulseX to dampen down the amount of money that the exploiter and takeover of Compound could sell down. So I think originally it was like $2 million. I think they ended up getting several hundred thousand, 2, 3, 400,000 or so. But they still had more money, like another 300K and about 400K of Compound in their wallet yesterday. So the AMM, of course, got about 25%, I think, of all the Pulse wrapped Bitcoin, and they still hold 26,000. So was it there about 130, 40,000 Pulse wrapped Bitcoin from memory? So those are some of the things that happened there. So that was a little wrap up there from Dirty Crypto, quite nice. And I think Crypto Solve has been covering this as well. Let's see if he's got any updates for us here. Let's quick look there. 42 minutes ago, he says the upside to this Compound exploit on Pulsechain. I'd like to say exploit and takeover because it kind of took over the thing as well, right? This should be the last major protocol exploit available by dollar value. So that is the good sign, right? People, when Pulsechain got forked on the 10th of May 2023, people knew that there was always a chance for some of these contracts to get taken over, and some of the weaknesses around not having an oracle up and everything else. So there was a lot of these risks were known, but it has been a lot worse than people have imagined with these attacks and takeovers and exploits and things like that. So hopefully this Compound one is the final one there. Hashtag rip, rip maker, rip Compound, rip, or rip Arve, I don't know, whatever else is out there. Rip. There's probably a few more out there. Who knows? So Crypto Soul's probably saying this tentatively. It should be the last one. Fingers crossed. There's a few others out there, right, that potentially probably could be done. Everything else has either been rated or has minimal value that can be extracted. There will still be some paper value left on the table, but mostly for these assets which raise a thin liquidity. So is this the bottom? Is this the signal was Compound? In the future, is this going to be considered the bottom of the bottom? So Brendan says, thanks for covering it. I didn't hear about it. You're welcome. So is this the end? Is this the end of the exploits? And can Pulsechain go up? And now, in other words, whoever runs the Magic Carp ride, can they ratchet up? Richard with his launches, can they ratchet up and not have to worry too much about people bleeding out all those millions? Because obviously if we go up 20x, then the exploiter gets 20x more value, right? Instead of a couple 100,000, we're talking about millions of dollars, right? So let only the faithful benefit. Let's just say there's only a faithful benefit. 1 hour ago, it turns out it's actually not good for the price of Pulse to maximize the value someone can extract from exploiting Compound to score 5,300 Pulse wrapped Bitcoin for free. Crazy. Top 2 sellers of Pulse in the last 7 days, Compound Exploiter. So there we go. We've been hit by that, hit by the market down, the broader market, hit by the Compound Exploiter. It's not much fun, right? So you don't want to buy these assets. And look, here's the other side. I told you a lot of our best protocols that are actually good are being sold down. Isn't this how stupid? It really is the stupidity of some of the market participants in Pulsechain. Because and then you got people speculating back in and handing these exploiters money. They go, "Oh, I'll buy the dip," but the guy's still got plenty of wrapped Bitcoin, and he just dumps it back on once you guys help, not you guys, but once the speculators refill the bags, and then they sell down again. So it is pretty crazy. Some of the stuff we're having on the market last couple of days is crazy, but there's the blue chips are a good buying opportunity right now. 2 top bridge counterparty for out transactions the last 7 days. Compound Exploiter by a mile. There we go. Arkham is missing today transactions. So there we go. When we posted some updated bridge stats on the 19th of January, the DAI balance of Pulsechain bridge contract was 16 million. Compound Exploiter has taken 2.6% of the entire value. Isn't that horrible? That's horrible. Really is horrible. And there's plenty more to dump. They've also taken 10% of the buy side liquidity out of Pulse pairs. The more you degens buy up wrap Bitcoin while he's dumping, the more value you give to him on a one-way journey across the bridge. Yeah. So if you guys, I mean, it's up to you guys what you do, but that thing needs to die until he's got out, right? Until he's got all the stuff out, you don't want to go in and give him more money, right? So if he's just going to sit there forever, then you just never want to go in there, right? Give him money, really, because you're just handing him more money. So, and we've got all these other good blue chips that are just being sold off, and they're the ones actually that have intrinsic value, right? Obviously, there's always underlying, risks and assumptions to those, but they are certainly the top tier quality outside the Richard cores, generally speaking. Small FOMO pump during yesterday's chaos is pretty quickly wearing off, and now they're seeing the real results. So people that put that in, there'll be a few winners, but there'll be a lot of losers. The amount of pushback we've had in the last few days reporting on this has been insane. If you would rather watch the chain bleed completely dry. Now, very careful. People will show you up charts, right? They'll show you up charts. They'll show you the big pullbacks in like PDI and Bitcoin, and then they'll say, well, we're still up from this far back. But that's not taking into account the fundamental issues going on at the moment, right? Was that there's an exploiter holding a ton of coins, which basically means it's a dead coin, right? Until that player is out, it's a dead thing. So just be careful around these charts that they show, these upward charts, and they're still up relative. It's not you that's up. It's a few people that's up, but it's the chart's still got the fundamental issue, right? So just take note of that. It's not very good to push out those charts, in my view. CryptoSolve updated wallet balance for reference. So we've got still sitting on a decent chunk of things. So this is the exploiter's wallet, I think. So let's have a quick look, see what they're holding still. They had a lot of compound and Bitcoin still. So we'll let them load up. There's 5 wallets being tracked here. And the two particularly relevant ones, C2A6 and ABC2. Let's see what they're holding still. They're still holding $351,000 worth of compound, $282,000 worth of Pulse, which obviously, that's pretty much theirs. They've still got $278,000 worth of wrap Bitcoin, guys, and holdings, $19,000 in DAI, $21,000 in Uni. So for me, those are dead coins until that guy is out at the very least. And in any case, there are much better alternatives on Pulsechain to invest for long-term ups, minimize risk and more upside, in my view. Now, the one thing about PDI, of course, is has a big community, one of our biggest communities in Pulsechain. But they just keep flagging a dead horse here. We've had many things. Maker was supposed to go to PDI at $1. Better Bank was going to help, Compound was going to help, all these theories, messaging system on Liberty Swap was going to come out, Layer 0, and help, pump PDI through arbitrage and balances and stuff like that. So none of those have won, right? So the narrative's a pretty dead horse. We've tried to be open-minded about it, but it's just been a dog's breakfast. Let's be fair. Now, if you were really early, yeah, sure, you made some coin. But now it's got fundamental flaws, right? With an exploiter there, and even the AMM bot has had to come in to try to save the day to dampen down the exploit value. And as CryptoSolve indicates, hopefully this is the last one that has any significant value in it. And none of the other copies that have got copied over, have got the value. So, and remember, a lot of them were flawed because no oracles and things like that. So hopefully we'll get a lot of fresh new. That's a good thing about blockchain. Launch some new fresh ones, right? And that maybe something that takes in PDI, that will be the day. So it's still we're still optimistic that there's ways of giving value to PDI, but it's maybe it's something brand new, right? Just launching a brand new version and you use PDI for it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Vault 369 will be one of the collaterals that you can use as the old PDI. I don't know if that's already in there, but you just never know. All right, so 2.6%, yeah, a lot of money exploit, right? And wins the market down too, right? So it's a double header, and money you won't see it again, right? You won't see it again. All right, unless they think they can find something else to exploit, right? All right, so I think that's it. Was that the worst? Is compound the bottom? Is that the final exploit? Is that's it? Apparently, there's not much value left. Apparently, what is value? I mean, there's still probably a bit of value in some of the things. So. We shall see. But is this the bottom? Is the compound the bottom? Finally, is it the final one, the last one? Fingers crossed. And of course, that way you can start building stuff on the chain. So we've got plenty of Pulsechain forks that have been priced up to some degree. but we're getting a lot of our best stuff is actually new stuff that's on Pulsechain, which is great. We've got a lot of great developers building out new stuff, and we've got to start pricing those up correctly. The market's still not doing that yet, but once we get Pulse on the rise, I'm sure all of those will get repriced quite dramatically as well. And that makes it easy to market, right? So it's easy to market so obviously the chain being down, but the good thing about marketing a chain down is that you're getting a low entry. You just got to have the narrative, right? And what narrative is that? Well, you've got to pick off the blue chips, right? You can't pick off the highly speculative people that come in. Don't generally want to go too high on the speculative. If they did like speculative, they would already be here just about, to some degree. Obviously, there's speculators elsewhere, but it is a low entry is a good narrative along with some of the right vehicles there. And we're talking about the vouchers, the Liberty Swap, Peacocks, the Vault 369s, the Internet Money, and all those sort of things. So those are the kind of things that we want more of those, right? We want more of those. So that's the key. Once we get a lift in Pulse, though, that is the kind of the blood going through the veins and the heartbeat, and if that gets a pick up, then everything else will start leveraging off that. So it's kind of the play. All right, so that's some nice stuff there. I don't know if we have anything else from CryptoSolve, but that is kind of where we are there. I'm just having a look. There's been quite a few comments today from CryptoSolve there. Let's see what else we got. You got the wallet reference there. Yeah, we had another guy here that was this different. Had a guy offloading his entire Hex, Pulse, Sex, and Ink token into 800 new validators. So that explains our jump. Remember, we jumped from 52,250 validators to 53,000. Well, here's our 800. That's kind of the difference, really. So there we go. Man, we had a full circle there. Thanks, Brandon, for the reminder. And we extended the show by another 15 minutes almost, didn't we? 15 minutes. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget, I'll catch you guys again tomorrow for a daily live stream. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was pretty cool coverage. I thought we had a good time. We covered all these bullish things for the crypto majors coming up. We talked about the short-term risks that we've got playing out, or that may play out, and we got the long pumpamentals that looking really good there. And was this the bottom for Pulsechain? Was it the final contract that could be really hardly exploitable? And are we on the way up now? And that means that Richard will have a free road there, and let's bring on the multi-chain wallet. Let's doing that. I think it'd be great to have Richard Core's sacrifice, right? And we have that too. So we had to add a whole ton of stable coins and things like that from Ethereum and Pulsechain into the ProveX, and let's have another protocol coming out, maybe two protocols coming out from Richard with a sacrifice for stables. Everyone loves sacrificing their Pulse and PulseX right now. So that could be pretty interesting. All right, some food for thought there. All right, take care, everybody. I'll catch you guys again tomorrow. Bye for now. Should we play some cool video on the way out? Let's do that. Let's go back to my other screen. What will happen on day 1,000? What do you reckon, Richard? What will happen? Let's see.
You could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a God candle, giant green candle at any moment. Green candle, it's easier to get them because it's easier to get them economic because it takes less economic of it for sale because there's less of it for sale.
All right, not financial base. Maybe we have to wait for Ethereum to be $10,000, like you said in the video. That could be the play. All right, take care, everybody. I'll catch you. See you. Bye for now.